Okay, so we are going to talk about our yarn. We have a lot of different natural and dyed colors.
And again, this is all farm raised.
And if you missed our little intro video, yes, it's farm raised. And it takes about, oh, I'm getting a shadow. Okay, it takes about 2 years for the yarn to be made, because the sheep grow it for a year and then we shear it and wash it, dye it if it's going to be dyed, and then send it out to the mill for processing. So we have a flock of Leicester Longwool and Shetland sheep and some merino, and then we have the Shetland with Angora and the Angora merino blends. And Mary Lou, you're going to have to get back there because I do want to show some of the
Okay, keep that way.
all right, so I'm going to pause this for just a second. Okay, so we're back, and we have some dyed Leicester. That's not very attractive. We have a tie showing there in the front. We'll turn that. Well, there's ties on that end too. Oh well. Okay, so we have some dyed sport weight Leicester in the sort of lime green and with hand painted with blue, and then hand painted with blue and black. And another sport weight we have is that raspberry with black, and I have a shawl that's made up with that. Ooh, big shadow. And that actually has some of our Angora. That's much better. That has our Angora merino, 25% Angora, 75% merino in the charcoal added into that for a little bit of texture. So that was made with that raspberry and hand painted black Leicester Longwool, and that is a sport weight. Then we have some Leicester natural light and dark gray worsted weight, and then worsted weight in this green and pink. It's kind of an olive green and pink worsted. And that one, I have a shawl that I had made. That's actually the Laura Smoot Stash Bash pattern. And I have that pattern available. It's $6, and that is on our website. And what I did, I made 2 small shawls. The pattern is actually fingering weight, but I made 2, because that's a worsted weight, I used a larger needle. I made 2 small shawls, and I sewed them together at the shoulder seam and made a poncho. So that shows you how that green and pink work up. And then the next thing we have in the Leicester is a white natural that was made with lamb fleece. We have a navy blue also those are both worsted weight. And then we have bulky weight. We have again that lime green and raspberry and sort of a lighter blue. And all 3 of those went into our next project, along with a natural brown that was a bulky weight, and that was made on a triangle loom. So that is a weaving, that's a woven shawl.
That shows you how the colors go together, though. They do work very nicely together.
Yep. So that is an idea for the bulky. Next, going to go into our Shetlands. And we have a white, natural white, and a natural black that just came back from the mill. So I only have one here because the rest are still out on the rack. Those are both in a DK weight. And all of the Leicester that we talked about, and both of those Shetlands right there, the light and the dark, are Shave 'em to Save 'em eligible. Then we have a couple of Shetland Angora blends. We did a darker Shetland, and we have that in a sport weight, and that is blended with a 20% agouti Angora, so you're going to get just a little bit of a halo. We have the sport, and I have just a few skeins of that left in a fingering weight, and it goes very nicely with this light Shetland that we blended with a chocolate Angora, and that is also available in a fingering weight. And then we have a worsted weight with the Shetland, the light Shetland again, with a 15% fawn Angora, so you're going to get just a little bit of a halo. And again, all of these yarns are on our website. There is a Leicester Longwool section, and then there is the Shetland and Shetland with Angora section. And then we have the Angora Merino. So we start out with a 25% Angora content, and we have that available in the dusty pink, dusty rose there, and the charcoal that I talked about earlier that I put in that shawl. And then we also have that in a champagne. And again, that's 25% Angora, 75% merino. And here is a hat that I made with those, with that dusty rose and that champagne color. One of the other things I do are the snowflake headbands, and I had used the black and the dusty rose to do one of those. And so that kind of shows you that dusty rose, how different it looks. It's kind of washing out in this light actually, but how different that looks with the black as opposed to that hat which had the champagne.
Just to do a footnote here, all of our yarns, when they come back from the mill, we wash them to take out all the spinning oil and everything. But we finish them in eucalyptus, which is another thing that we have available on the website. We are eucalyptus distributors, and with using the Angora in a lot of our stuff, the Angora is like caviar to moths. And so to prevent that, to condition it, and to protect everything, all of our fiber is finished with eucalyptus. Just as another... You know, people will say, what does this mean? That's just another step that we take in order to protect the product and to make it that much nicer for you.
So we do have the eucalyptus available. Again, that there is a page in the shop website, which, you know, the main website is www.therosefield.com. And so...
Okay. Sorry.
So back to the yarn. And finishing up, so we go from the 15% Angora in the Shetland, then we go 25 with the merino, and then we have a 50-50 blend, which is, we have that in a worsted, a white natural worsted, and a fingering weight. And this scarf right here was made with the fingering weight. You can see how dainty that is. It's got a little bit of a halo. The Angora makes it very luxurious, and yet the merino, it's very durable. So it's very, very soft, and you can do your whole project in that, or, as I said, with those snowflake headbands, I like to add that in with any of our other yarns. And like those, that was the blue, the navy blue Leicester, and then the Angora, that's the olive green.
Yeah.
Yeah, the olive green Leicester worsted weight with the white Angora snowflakes in there. And this is the natural, I think that's the light gray Leicester.
Those are all on the website too.
Yeah. And then we have that pattern available for free as well with any fiber purchase. So you could request that pattern too if you ordered anything. And then from the 50/50 in the Angora Merino, we go to a 70% Angora, 30% Merino blend. We have that available in, I have just, I think, five or six, no, five, still available in the white, undyed, the natural. And those are just small, they're 1 ounce skeins, so there's 70 yards in there. And then we have some dyed. We have that in like a light pink and a lavender and a bright red. And we have, again, the 1 ounce skeins, and then I have a few 2 ounce skeins of those. And all of those are on the website, www.therosefield.com. And so that is that will finish up our discussion on our yarns that come from all of our critters here at the Rosefield.